And I am Kristen from PolkaWorld. Do you ever heard about PolkaWorld before?
Yes, I know PolkaWorld is a community-led project that promote the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem in China. I think it's good for the community.
Yes, PolkaWorld want to be the Polkadot community of the world. We already established the largest Chinese community and now reaching out to the English-speaking countries, and hope that we can rally widespread support around the Polkadot protocol, substrate framework, and Web3. And we are holding a series of interviews. We want to invite great projects and help them to let more people know.
Yes, that is a very good ideas. And it's my pleasure to be here today talking to you and to share the story of SubWallet to the community.
So firstly, could you briefly introduce yourself and your project?
Okay, so my name is Ryan, and I'm responsible for business development and partnership here at SubWallet. And okay, actually, in short, SubWallet is a pioneering Web3 multiverse gateway for the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, and our mission is to help crypto users get closer to the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem and open the Web3 universe. So you can just imagine something like what MetaMask has done for Ethereum and Phantom has done for Solana. So we want to do the same thing for the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem with SubWallet.
Okay, very interesting. But could you tell us more about your background story with Polkadot and SubWallet, such as what initiated you to start your own project?
Okay, so maybe I will talk about the story of SubWallet and how we get started. So firstly, we started building SubWallet on November last year. So it's around half a year now. Talking about the team, so we have 3 co-founders, and they are early adopter and supporter of the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. They also have more than 10 years experience as entrepreneurs in software development, big data, creative design, and e-commerce. And also we have 9 full-time members and 3 part-time members right now. The whole team is here in Vietnam, but we aim at the global market. I can tell you more about our tractions later on. And the thing is that we all strongly believe in the future of Web3 and in the future of the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. We believe that the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem can have a very powerful impact on the Web3 industry. In here in Vietnam, we operate the Polkadot and Web3 Vietnam community with around 10,000 members. And the thing is that we often hear the community complain about the Polkadot GX. That is very difficult for them to understand and to use. So that's why we decided to build SubWallet to bring a better UI UX for the users and make the .sama ecosystem easier to access. And also one more thing, in our point of view, we think that a wallet is the gateway for any users to enter a blockchain ecosystem. So it's very important. And the first touch point when you get into any blockchain ecosystem. So we have seen that what MetaMask has done for Ethereum and Phantom has done for Solana. So we want SubWallet to be the gateway for users to enter the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem.
As you already mentioned, that SubWallet is built on top of Polkadot and strives to make it easier for users to access and interact with Web3 applications that run on substrate framework. How do you achieve that? Could you please detail it?
Okay, that's a good question. So firstly, we do not deny the contribution of Polkadot GX. So we believe that it is a crucial stepping stone for developers, and it plays a very important role in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem owing to its decentralization. But the thing is that Polkadot JS was built more for developer and technical people. So it is very difficult for the normal crypto user to understand and use. And so that the end users, they need something easier with much better UI UX. So what we do is that with SubWallet is that we restructure the architecture of the Polkadot JS extension. And then we add many features for users, such as crowd loan, stacking, NFT, EVM compatibility, XCM transfer, and so on. And we redesign and provide users with better UX, UI. And also we often talk with the end users, and we work closely with the partner chains and with the layer 2 apps to get feedback and recommendation about the new features should be added into SubWallet. So that's the things that we do.
What do you think are the drawbacks of the overall wallet products in crypto space while bridging Web2 users to Web3?
Okay, that's a very fantastic question. So talking about the drawbacks and the drawbacks of blockchain and Web3 first. So generally, I think that blockchain is still something very new, and its real-life applications are still under development. So as of 2021, there was an estimation from a company called AAA that global crypto ownership is around 3.9% of the world population. So that is a small number. And the thing is that cryptocurrencies are very volatility and very high potential risk for investors. Also talking about the business model, I think that the core value of Web2 is the connection. And the core value of Web3 is privacy, security, ownership, and decentralization. So right now, most of the Web2 apps are free to use. But in the Web3 space, you need to pay fees for every single transaction, right? And also the transactions in the Web3 are much slower when compared to the Web2 because they are decentralized. So it's very hard to scale. Also the UX and UI are very difficult for users. So in order to interact with Web3 apps and applications, you need to do many steps, and you need to learn many things. You need to understand many things, and you need to understand the technology behind. So I believe that that can be a hurdle to adoption. And also one of the things is that I believe that it's now lacking the integration of Web3 into the Web2 browsers. So it makes it less accessible for most users. So that's some of the drawbacks of the blockchain and Web3. So talking about the wallet, about what SubWallet is trying to do in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. I believe that the brains behind Polkadot has been building its infrastructure for the last 5 years, and it is designed best to solve the problem of the blockchain trilemma. But however, they have not focused on users interface and users experience that. So that is what SubWallet is trying to solve. So I believe that these things need to be designed in a very simple way for end users to use. So simplicity means end users don't need to understand the technology behind it. So we need to provide them with a very simple UI UX to use. For example, in the Web2 space, you use WeChat, we use Baidu and TikTok every day, right? Without knowing or understanding the technology behind this thing. So I believe in Web3, we also need to do the same thing to make it very simple and easy for the users to use. and they don't need to learn and to study about the technology behind. And for SubWallet, we are also have planned to integrate with the on-ramp and payment feature that allows users to buy and sell crypto from fiat, or they can pay for products or services using cryptocurrencies or stablecoins. Also, we have plans to integrate SubWallet with the Web2 e-commerce apps like WooCommerce or Shopify or Multichain and so on, so that users can use crypto and stablecoins to do shopping in real life. So that's the way we can bring more and more Web2 users into the Web3 space.
Yeah, it is a great layout from SubWallet to improve that. What do you think are the hurdles of Polkadot ecosystem?
Okay, so as I said earlier, although the Polkadot architecture is designed best to solve the trilemma of blockchain, but at the same time, it's very complicated and not easy for users to understand, right? So what we need to do is to bring the most simple way and the best UI UX for the users to make sure that everything works, but still have to make sure that everything works fine in the backend. So for example, with SubWallet, you can just imagine how can we bring 200 parachains and relay chains and many solo chains and support all of their functionalities inside SubWallet. But we still need to design it in a very simple way for the users. So that is the things we need to solve in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem.
Looking at a multi-chain future, how will this future unfold and what are the changes needed?
Okay, so yes, actually, I believe that multi-chain is the future because we have been seeing a lot of problems with the single chain ecosystem, like high gas fees, hacking, and very slow transaction speed. So with multi-chain, every blockchain can talk to each other. So I think that a very huge benefit for the entire ecosystem. So for example, in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, we can take Moonbeam or Asta, for example, when the other parachains, they want to connect to the EVM world. So they can connect with Moonbeam or Asta, and the whole community of the parachain, they can connect and interact with the EVM world without having to spend many years of building the solution on their own. So I think it's a very huge advantage for everyone in the entire ecosystem. And with the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, it allows every parachain to have the same security level from the relay chain. So it allows parachains to focus on what they are building, what they are trying to solve. And the XCM has launched. And in the future, I expect to see a lot of progress in the near future. And one thing that I would like to see more in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem is that I believe there should be a lot more ideas and applications. So we need a lot of more layer 2D apps that build on the parachains to enrich the ecosystem and to attract more and more users to enter the Dosama universe. So I hope to see the numbers of the Polkadot developers surpass the Ethereum developers someday in the near future.
How far away from the real Web3 from the perspective of the wallet?
Okay. So for this question, I think that firstly we need to define what is Web3, right? So in the 1990s, Web 1.0 was a read-only area. So people can only surf the internet and read the information, right? So that is read-only. In the mid 2000s, we entered the age of Web 2.0. So major platforms like Google or Amazon or Facebook emerged, and they began to make the internet a more convenient place to connect, interact, and transact. But at the same time, that was allowing corporations to access and store and use your data, right? So that causes many debates and lawsuits about data protection and privacy. So that's why people came up with the idea of Web3. So there are some key factors of Web3 that I can think of. So firstly, Web3 is decentralized. So instead of the internet being controlled and owned by centralized companies, so in the Web3 space, ownerships get distributed amongst its builders and users. Also, Web3 is permissionless. So everyone has equal access to participate in Web3. Web3 also has native payments. So it uses cryptocurrency for spending money online instead of relying on the outdated infrastructure of the banks, right? And finally, Web3 is trustless. So it operates using incentive or economic mechanism instead of relying on the trusted third parties. So that's some of the very important key factors of the Web3. So how far from Web3 nowadays? I can't tell you exactly, but I think that there are some key factors that need to be ready in order to bring Web3 to mass adoption. So firstly, we need a good business model. So as I said earlier, you need to pay fees for every transaction in Web3 application, right? So people need to think about a good business model that can attract more and more users. Also, the infrastructure of blockchain needs to be ready to make Web3 as fast as Web2, right? So right now, the Web3 apps are very slow, super slow. So it causes a very bad user experience, right? So the infrastructure of blockchain need to be ready to make Web3 as fast as Web2 in order to have mass adoption. And also it needs a real-life application. For example, in the GameFi projects, the game need to be good enough and make it enjoyable to play. Because nowadays the GameFi project people play just for earning, but they didn't find the GameFi now interesting enough for them, but just boring. But they just play to earn, right? So it needs a real-life application of Web3. So from the perspective of a wallet, I believe that Web3 can be mass adopted when crypto and stablecoin are accepted as a means of payment. So Web3 wallet can integrate with payment and on-ramp feature and with Web2 applications. So making it super easy and simple and fast for users with a few clicks to exchange from fiat to crypto, to buy things and to do shopping with cryptos and stablecoins. So I can't tell you the exact time when we have mass adoption of Web3, but maybe in the next 5 years, 6 years, I don't know.
Yes, and we don't know how far we are from it until we found out that we can help the Web2 users at least adopt our applications very easily. I think until then, that won't be far. And what can we expect in the next few months regarding the development, marketing, etc. about SubWallet?
Okay, so as I said earlier, we started building SubWallet in November last year. So it's around half a year now. Until now, we have done many tractions. Like, so right now we support more than 60 networks in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. We have 5,000 organic install right now from 70 countries around the world. We are the first wallet in the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem to support to be EVM compatible, to support XCM transfer, to support EVM DApps connect feature, and so on. And in this Q2, by the end of this month, we plan to have the mobile version, and also we plan to support hardware wallet. And also just today, we just released the stacking feature inside SubWallet. So it allows you to delegate and choose the collator inside SubWallet. So also we are also developing the crowd loan button inside SubWallet that allows users to contribute to a project inside SubWallet. That's in the Q2. And later on this year in Q3 and Q4, we plan to have more feature to bring better UX for the users. For example, we will optimize the mobile versions, so both with the iOS and Android versions of the mobile version. And also we plan to support co-wallets like Parity Signer or Stylo. We plan to support multi-sig and proxy account management. We also plan to support on-ramp feature that I said to you earlier, so that we can allow users to buy crypto from fiat. So that is our plan.
In the end, any tips for users to secure their assets while using wallets?
Yeah. Okay, I just want to add one more thing about our plan in the future. So the thing is that the problem of the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem that I said earlier is that it is lacking a lot layer 2 apps, right? So right now we have many parachains running, but we are lacking a lot more layer 2 apps. So what we are trying to do here in Vietnam is that we work with Parity and the parachain to promote the Vietnamese developers and train them about the architecture of Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, so that they can build a Web3 application on the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. And I believe by that way we can help bring more and more crypto users into the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. And okay, about the question about the tips for users to secure their assets when using SubWallet. I think that the first thing.
Not only SubWallet, it can be any wallet, because there are security risks happens very much. So hope there will be any tips from the expertise of wallet.
Okay, I got it. So actually there was a lot of scamming and hacking, right, in the crypto space. So I think the first thing is that you need to do your own research, and you need to believe in yourself and do a lot of research. And the second thing is that you never trust anyone on the internet. So you never share the private keys or secret recovery phrase with anyone, even if they claiming that they come from the support customer support. So if if they have the secret recovery phrase or private key, so they will have the full control of the wallet. So every wallet right now is building like non-custodial, right? So even people from even the people who build the wallet, they don't have the information about the private key. So for example, in SubWallet, we have 5,000 organic install right now, but we don't have the information about that. It is the customer, the users that own the data and their private key, right? So you don't share that with anyone. And also you sometimes when you connect your wallet to the Web3 DApps, you need to make sure that the DApp is very trusted and legit. So there are many scamming out there, and they're trying to make the DApps very similar to other DApps, right? And if you don't make do your research, and if you connect your wallet into the DApps that is scam, so they can get the information then, and they can hack, and they can steal your money, your assets. So that's some of the very important thing when using crypto wallets.
Wow, thank you so much. I think that's all for our interview today. Thank you so much for your time. Keep in touch and keep each other posted.